Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. The legendary figures of Chinese history, the eunuch impostor, Lao Ai's extraordinary abilities, and the intrigue behind Qin Shi Huang's rise. How powerful was Lao Ai's mysterious ability? It is said that Lao Ai won the favor of Zhao Ji, the mother of Qin Shi Huang, thanks to his astonishing, special ability. Legend has it that she was so captivated by him that she refused to leave her carriage for 5 days, completely indulging in his presence. Ultimately, Qin Huang Yingzheng unified the 6 warring states and became the first emperor of China, known as Qin Shi Huang. On the surface, his success was attributed to the formidable military strength of the Qin army. However, behind the scenes, it was the strategic planning of Buwei that played a crucial role. The story of Buwei, Empress Dowager Zhao, Zhao Ji, Lao Ai, and Yingzheng has been a topic of fascination for thousands of years. Why do so many people find it so intriguing? Part of the reason is that the upbringing of the first emperor of China was filled with more dramatic twists and turns than an ordinary household's affairs. One of the most debated topics in history remains the question, was Yingzheng truly Buwei's son? To this day, historians and enthusiasts continue to argue over this issue. Furthermore, Zhao Ji, as the birth mother of Yingzheng, was once a woman of noble status. However, throughout her life, she remained under the control of men, first by Buwei, then by her son. When she finally gained the freedom to make her own choices in her later years, she tragically discovered that it was too late. Her life was already nearing its end. Today, let us delve into the legendary stories of Zhao Ji, Lao Ai, Buwei, and Yingzheng. Buwei, the ambitious merchant who rose to power. According to historians, Buwei was originally just an ordinary merchant. However, his ambitions were anything but small. He had long observed the economic imbalance among the 6 warring states. Each had different currencies, and their resource demands varied significantly. While this posed a challenge for most traders, for Buwei, it was a golden business opportunity. At the time, Zhao state was one of the most powerful among the warring states, and weapons and timber were incredibly cheap. Seizing the opportunity, Buwei purchased iron weapons at low prices in Zhao and transported them to Qin, where he sold them at a high profit. Similarly, Qi state, with its vast lands and abundant resources, had a thriving agriculture and livestock industry. Buwei bought grain and livestock from Qi and sold them to Wei, making another fortune. It must be said, Buwei was a born businessman. He had an uncanny ability to buy the most valuable goods at the lowest prices and then sell them precisely to those who needed them the most, ensuring he never lost a deal. His wealth snowballed rapidly. But soon, Buwei realized a crucial problem: no matter how much money he made, it was fleeting. Wealth could be lost just as quickly as it was gained. Buwei was no longer satisfied with being a rich merchant. What he truly desired was power. After all, only by controlling the world could he ensure that his fortune remained secure forever. Just as Buwei was contemplating how to step into the political arena, an opportunity presented itself. One day, he happened to meet a Qin prince, Yinman. The exiled prince, Yinman's miserable life in Zhao. At that time, Zhao was a dominant state. To maintain stability between the states, Qin had to send a prince, Yinman, as a political hostage to Zhao. Unfortunately, Yinman's life in Zhao was nothing short of miserable. Although he was a prince of Qin, the nobles of Zhao looked down on him and made his life difficult. He lived in poverty, treated worse than a mere servant. Despite the humiliation, Yinman endured in silence, waiting patiently for the right moment. The only solace he found was in the company of some Qin merchants living in Zhao, who occasionally invited him for drinks to relieve his sorrows. It was during one such gathering that Buwei met Yinman. At first, Buwei thought Yinman was just another down-and-out noble with no significance. However, upon learning that he was a Qin royal heir, Lu Buwei's eyes lit up. He immediately recognized this as the greatest investment opportunity of his life. Upon returning home, Lu Buwei excitedly asked his father, "Father, if I buy a pearl from the East Sea and sell it in Zhao, how much profit could I make?" His father thought for a moment and replied, 10 times the cost. Lu Buwei continued, "And if I transport ginseng from Mount Nanshan to Chu?" The father frowned and thought for a moment before saying, "Wouldn't that earn hundreds of times the investment?" Lu Buwei smiled and continued to ask, "Then if I invest in a prince and make him an emperor, how much would I earn?" His father was stunned for a moment, then gasped, "That would be immeasurable." At that moment, Lu Buwei had made up his mind. Though Ying was in a desperate situation, as long as he had the chance to return to Qin, he could ascend the throne. If Lu Buwei gave his all to support him, then in the future, he would not just be a merchant. He would become the most powerful man in Qin. Thus, without hesitation, Lu Buwei decided to return the favor by first sending a grand gift to Ying. At that time, Ying was impoverished, without even a woman to warm his bed. Lu Buwei had an idea. He gave his concubine, Lady Zhao, to him, instructing her to take good care of Ying and win his trust and affection. Lu Buwei calculated carefully, if Ying truly ascended to the throne one day, then he, Lu Buwei, would be the greatest contributor to Qin. Wealth, power, and even the entire country would become bargaining chips in his hands. According to historical records, Lady Zhao was originally a famous singer in the state of Zhao, known for her breathtaking beauty. After Lu Buwei married her, he adored and pampered her. One day, when Ying visited Lu Buwei's home, Lady Zhao immediately caught his eye. Seizing the opportunity, Lu Buwei presented Lady Zhao to Ying. Ying was overjoyed and deeply grateful to Lu Buwei, instantly strengthening their bond as if they were brothers. With Ying secured, Lu Buwei began planning his next move: to send Ying to the throne of Qin. Sure enough, not long after, Ying's father, King Xiaowen of Qin, passed away, forcing the state of Zhao to release Ying back to Qin. Upon his return, Ying transformed into King Zhuangxiang of Qin. Lu Buwei's meticulous planning had finally paid off. He was appointed Chancellor of Qin, holding power over the entire kingdom. Unfortunately, Ying's fate was cruel, as he passed away soon after. With Ying dead, Qin fell under Lu Buwei's control, making him the de facto ruler. As for Lady Zhao, she was now raising Ying's son, Yingzheng, living a low-profile life deep within the palace. However, Lady Zhao was no ordinary woman. She was keenly aware of her situation. She knew that Lu Buwei was a man who would do anything for his own benefit. If Yingzheng ever lost favor, her and her son's fate would be in grave danger. Thus, she secretly revealed an earth-shattering secret to Lu Buwei. Yingzheng was actually his biological son. Before she had been with Ying, Lady Zhao was already pregnant. In other words, the current king of Qin, Yingzheng, was actually Lu Buwei's own flesh and blood. From then on, Lu Buwei and Lady Zhao grew even closer, often meeting in secret within the palace. After all, Queen Dowager Zhao was still in her prime, a woman in her 20s as radiant as a blooming flower. And her physical desires were insatiable. But Lu Buwei, over 40 years old, wrinkled and constantly scheming against others, had no energy left to satisfy her. As time passed, Queen Dowager Zhao finally lost patience. One day, she furiously pointed at Lu Buwei's nose and cursed him, berating him mercilessly, making it clear that he was no longer capable of pleasing her. Lu Buwei understood that Queen Dowager Zhao was not someone to be trifled with. If he truly angered her, his brilliant future would be ruined. So, after careful thought, he decided to find her a lover, someone who could satisfy her desires, while remaining loyal to him. Coincidentally, he heard of a man, Lao Ai. It was said that this man possessed extraordinary abilities, especially in matters of the flesh, to the point where he could lift a wooden carriage wheel with his groin and walk around. Hearing this, Lu Buwei's eyes lit up. This was exactly what Queen Dowager Zhao needed. Thus, he deliberately arranged a banquet at his home, where he had Lao Ai showcase his special talent before a crowd, secretly spreading the news afterward. When Queen Dowager Zhao heard about it, she became highly intrigued, eager to have Lao Ai by her side. Seeing that the timing was right, Lu Buwei devised a scheme. He had Lao Ai disguise himself as a eunuch and infiltrate the palace. Queen Dowager Zhao personally bribed the palace eunuchs, staging a fake castration, and successfully smuggling Lao Ai into the palace to serve her. Once inside, Lao Ai displayed his impressive abilities, and Queen Dowager Zhao adored him. They were inseparable. And to cover up their affair, Lady Zhao frequently left the palace for excursions, only to indulge in passionate rendezvous with Lao Ai in a carriage. It was said that once, they stayed hidden in a luxurious carriage for 5 whole days and nights, completely lost in pleasure. Lao Ai, aside from his physical prowess, was also skilled in sweet talk, charming Queen Dowager Zhao so much that she was always smiling with delight. Over time, Queen Dowager Zhao even bore him 2 children. However, word of this eventually reached Ying Zheng's ears. As the ruler of Qin, Ying Zheng felt utterly humiliated. Furious, he immediately had the 2 infants executed, and ordered Lao Ai to be torn apart by 5 horses, completely eliminating him. As for Queen Dowager Zhao, since she was his biological mother, Ying Zheng refrained from taking her life. But he could not quell his anger. In the end, he decided to place her under permanent house arrest, ensuring that she would never stir up trouble again. Thus, from a life of limitless glory to confinement in the palace, the legendary story of Queen Dowager Zhao and Lady Zhao finally came to an end. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.